Here we go. What you want, red or yellow?
Red.
A game of strategy. A game of strategy. Okay. I see you.
What did you see?
You're welcome.
Huh?
You're welcome.
For what?
See you toning?
Why are you saying you're welcome?
Well, you're 25, right?
I am.
When I was 25, I didn't see nowhere near a gym. I was intimidated to go in the gym. So, I decided to start taking you to a gym when you were a teenager. So now, you go to the gym, and you don't feel inadequate or like, God, where do I begin? You know, it's that awkward feeling in the gym, like when you go by yourself for the first time. You ever experience that? We know you never experienced it because you went to a gym. You never know what it's like to go to a gym by yourself.
Ain't never been to a gym before?
Huh?
Like never been going to a gym before?
So, you're welcome. You have already surpassed me in many things. One is physique at the age of 25. I was a skinny stick. No tone, no definition, just a stick. So, you're welcome. All right, while we do Connect 4, what should we talk about?
I don't know. What should we?
Well, I feel bad about that coach from Michigan.
Why do you feel bad for him?
You want to go first? You can go first.
You can go first.
All right, let's go. Why do I feel bad for him?
Yeah.
Well, one, he's a black man.
Okay.
Two, he's literally just thrown his whole career away. I mean, it can be redeemed over time, but he's about to go through hell.
Nah, for sure, yeah.
And I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But going back to the black man thing, I just don't like how it portrays, you know. I know a lot of folks are probably upset because I think he was cheated with a white woman. He was married with a white woman, but you know, people have their qualms about everything. I mean, that's probably what's in the black community.
Yeah, I know a lot of people looking into like the race aspect of it. But like, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like my opinion on it is irrelevant because at the end of the day, I don't know why he did it for whatever he felt his temptations or his convictions, all that. That's his business. But I mean, I just feel like you gotta learn as a man, everybody at some point, like to not feed into that.
Right. But I mean, so obviously it's no judgment on the dude because we're not in his shoes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right? I totally agree with that. But for the sake of talking and maybe learning, like you said, I mean, this dude had it made.
Yeah, he was
Coach of a major college.
$6 million a year.
Competitive. If he had the right tools, he would have beat us. He didn't have. He just didn't scale up to Ohio State as far as like all around, you know. But he could have really changed their program. But nobody says, "Hey, I have all this going for me. I'm just gonna throw it away."
Yeah, it's like, was it worth it for real? I don't know.
My guy. And that's how you win. Game 1. Hey! How do you avoid that?
I mean, like it's I can't be judgmental about it because I'm not in
Right there,
his
no
position.
judgment.
Not. I mean, I'm not being judgmental about it, but I'm saying at the end of the day, it's just a factor of discipline. Like, in any setting you go into, it's gonna be those type of temptations. Like a lot of men face that. The strongest men in history have had to face that or deal with that.
Temptation with lust?
Lust, women, intrusive thoughts, whatever you have, like you're going to get into those scenarios where, you know what I'm saying, you may be tempted in some type of way. But at the end of the day, you just gotta have the discipline to stand firm and not feed into that. And obviously, I mean, I don't know. It was a lot of interesting things. Like the money he was making with that team, like you said, he really had it all paid for real. And then like he had a family at home, which you don't know what that situation is. You don't know what is going on behind closed doors with him and his family that would also feed into him doing that, which doesn't excuse it either. But it's different factors that people probably don't know about. But at the end of the day, you still gotta, it just comes down to being disciplined for like still being able to have the will to ignore those things or to stand strong in your character. So I don't know. I mean, clearly the world knows. I feel like a lot of men slip up with that or have slipped up with that.
Sexual Healing by author Eric Kellum seeks to normalize the conversation around sex, purpose, and God's design for intimacy. In this transparent memoir, Eric uses his own testimony paired with the truth of God's Word to help readers understand why God created sex, how we drift from His design, and what it looks like to return to a life of sexual integrity. For the married man longing to heal himself and his marriage, for the married woman trying to understand what her husband wrestles with, and for the single man wanting to prepare himself the right way, Sexual Healing offers clarity, courage, and a path back to God's original intent. Because at the end of the day, everybody needs a little sexual healing. Get your copy at thekellumfamily.com today.
I feel like a lot of men slip up with that or have slipped up with that, but the world just knows his business.
I think that when men don't have principles and they're not totally locked into their principles, then when other stuff happens, it throws them off from the principle, right? Like a principle is like a weight that holds you down. Let's just pretend like this is a weight and it's heavy. You're holding on to the principle. Mm-hmm. And then let's pretend like winds are coming to blow in one direction or another direction or something.
And the principles was holding it in place. So
it's holding it in place because the principles are solid. So there's certain principles that a lot of men don't have because they're usually chasing something. And sometimes these principles are not attractive, but they, like one principle, I made a covenant not to look at another woman with lust. Mm-hmm. It's a biblical principle. Like Job says that. So it's like, all right, man, she looks good. Okay, God, all right, I'm just looking at her. I remember one time, me and your mom was at a Wizards game. Mm-hmm. And there was this sister in a green dress. It's bad enough. Like I go on my phone and I just look at my phone, not at halftime, every time they call a timeout and the cheerleaders are doing their dance.
You talking about?
Talking about what?
This scenario?
Yeah, no, but I can tell you what happened, right? So, I know what I'm saying.
All right.
So, I mean, typically a principle, like when the girls come and cheer, I look at my phone or I look somewhere else because I'm holding on to this principle that when the wind blows something my way, I made a commitment not to look at another woman with lust. So one of the timeouts is this girl in green, and so I looked away. And I'm with your mom. So that's even more so because you don't, and then she whispers at me, she says, green dress, huh? And we just laughed about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. Because she knew that, she knows it's just like, folks, there's a lot of women out there want attention, a lot of women out there looking at a man that's successful, looking at a man that's attractive, looking at a man that could be their meal ticket, but you got to hold on to the principle. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men don't have certain principles that guide their lives, so when all the winds come, it blows them away. Here's another principle. I know that if I start in the middle and you don't stop me, if I go here, you can't win if you don't block me, because I hold on to the principle.
No, I don't play Connect Four like that.
Everything is built on principles. There's a principle to and a strategy of how you play, and it works every time in life, in a game, what have you.